I love reverb straight into that amp.
Straight into the amp. Well, welcome. We got Ferrero Rocher and everything like that.
But I don't do the shade.
I tell you what,
like
the staff here are great.
It's like that.
So what are you doing?
Hello.
Okay. Anyway, about 2 years ago, maybe more.
Yeah.
We were. Did we go to London to see Monty's? Was that what happened? And then
no, I've known Steve Crow, who is the main man, the bearded squirrel with the loveliest guy you'll ever meet. And I've met him ages ago because I saw his amp somewhere online, and I went, "Oh, hang on! I saw. What did I do? I did something. Met a guy. What was it? I can't remember. Anyway, he had one of these pedals. I was like, "What is that? That is awesome!" And I started chatting a little bit to Steve online, Facebook. This is way back. I mean, this is years and years and years and years and years ago when I used to live in Ripley. I mean, ages.
My recollection is going up to see Matt at Monty's.
Yes,
and
but
him
we went
going,
there.
There's another dude that works like down the corridor making stuff, and you should go and see Steve. And that's what we did, and we stuck our head in the door. It's a bit of a weird one. It's a bit the same how we met Chris from Rift, isn't it? You go and see one supplier, and they go, you know, there's a dude like over the road.
And I didn't know he was there when we started making the pickups with Monty. Right. So when I first met there, he was there. Oh my God, it's Steve. And then we started to chat.
So Steve makes a pretty small catalogue of products.
Yeah.
He basically makes this Big Trees guitar amplifier.
Yeah.
And then more recently a thing called a Small Trees, which I will show you in a minute.
He makes amps as well.
That's right.
He makes amps.
Sorry.
He makes the I think chopper.
You know why I don't remember that? I've forgotten that because of course the amps you have to buy direct from him.
Yeah.
And the pedals. These two products you can buy either direct from him or you can buy from Andertons.
Exactly. Daniel Steinhardt has got an amp, and it sounds phenomenal.
That's right. Audio Kitchen, and I remember Dan using those maybe 5 years ago. And is it called? Do you say it's called the chopper?
The big chopper, little chopper. There's something with the trees and the, you know.
So let's just focus in on this thing here today.
Yes,
By all means, go over to the Audio Kitchen website and check out some of the combos he does. But anyway, this is a 2-watt. All valve guitar amplifier that, believe it or not, that's what you were hearing Pete play through for the whole of that first jam.
That's it.
I don't know what we were hitting in terms of the decibel meter. Somewhere in the high 80s, I think, if you whack this up. So it's not necessarily a gigging amp unless you're going to mic it up, but it's a brilliant, brilliant sounding amplifier nonetheless to use at home, in the studio, mic'd up kind of gigs.
Yeah.
And it's proper boutique.
Yeah.
So let's go through what some of the things it can do. In fact, what I do need to do at this precise moment in time is unplug myself, because this pedal is clever and it does two things.
Now I can say it's so boutique that Steve got his kids to draw the stuff on the pedals.
It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So guitar comes in, there's no effects loop or anything funky like that, so Pete's getting his reverb from a Flint pedal, a Strymon Flint, and he's getting some of his drive and boost from a Dane pedal, everything plugged in the input just like they had to do in the olden days.
Hey.
The valves you can see make up this little tree here, and I'll go through the valve complement in a minute. Cool thing, I'm guessing it's what, one EL84 and a couple of ECC 83s, but I'll look that up for you in a second. Gain, root and branch. Root is bass and treble, basically. Gain, bass and treble. There's this five-way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, five-way kind of notched. It's a combination, basically, of output, compression and distortion all in one. So the more you turn it up, the more the overall volume drops, but the more the gain and the compression kind of increases. So maximum gain at the lowest volume is all the way this way, and sort of maximum headroom and maximum volume is all the way the other way.
Yeah.
So that's the amp bit of it. And actually these three things here don't do anything with the amp. That's basically it. It's just a nice and simple guitar amplifier. So why don't we hear some of that for the time being, Pete? I'll put the gain halfway, bass and treble again halfway, and we'll start in its most open position.
Everything at 12 o'clock, basic position, G chord on the neck pickup of this Telecaster into that cap here.
With reverb, or you songs everything?
I'm just going to do
songs,
nothing.
Everything,
nothing.
Into the purple 212 just behind Pete.
I mean...
Yeah. You look at the decibel meter over Pete's shoulder. It's only the mic's built into the decibel meter, so it's not like we're following any kind of 1 watt 1 meter rule. But here is maximum.
That's great, isn't it?
Hitting 95, 96 dB in there. So again, it's you couldn't gig with that.
Enough. You have it in the studio on a little 1x12 cab and mic that up.
Absolutely, on stage monitor, mic it up. That would sound great. Okay, now I'll wind in this sort of, they call it dirt. I don't know if that's a great description of it. I suppose it's sticking with the tree kind of analogy thing. So the more I turn it up, you'll hear it doing what I said it would. So.
I see, okay.
So the more I turn it that way, the more dirty and compressed it gets, but the quieter it gets.
So I thought it was the other way around, because it's like, if you start from here, normally it's like...
Yeah, so
way.
it's...
I can tell, it's great.
I kind of like this because you know, I know there's a lot of you out there who've got great gear. You own your Les Pauls and your Strats and your PRS and everything like that, and you want a killer guitar amplifier to play at home, and you want to go valve and all this kind of stuff. And I know I'm always saying, look, I'm not sure there is such a thing as a really great sounding valve amplifier at really low volume, but this could be the solution. I mean, let's play with the decibel meter and see what we're getting.
That sounds great. Let me try to put a bit of reverb on there.
It's like, it's quiet enough, right, everybody?
Yeah, we can probably talk over that. I think it sounds great. At a really low volume.
Yeah, it still retains those kind of earthy tube tones.
Earthy.
I like it opened up. I almost think I'd almost prefer just to have it fully open and cleaner. But then that's just a taste, isn't it? So. That does sound killer. And then, of course, if you want to play that quiet and you've got a drive pedal to throw over the top just to give you... If you're using reverb in the front end, bear in mind that the more drive that you add, the more you'll probably want to compensate by reducing the amount of reverb.
That's a
little bit
but it takes
tricky.
it fine. Yeah, you have to mix it, put the mix down.
So if we just go back to just a normal opened up big kind of sound, and again, maybe you can just chuck your gain pedal over the top if you want to for that sort of...
See, there's the reverb.
You've got to take the mix right down, I think.
Yeah.
On the...
You have to kind of find the good place for the reverb. You can just dial it down. And what happens if I put the Dane in there?
Right, so that's half the story, or maybe 3/4 of the story, I don't really know. Here's another cool thing. If we want to, we can actually use this as a regular distortion pedal, a 2-channel distortion pedal for that. So what I've done now is I have plugged it. In fact, let's just turn that down a little bit because we don't need it quite so loud. So now what we've got, and you can do this as well if you want to, give you some sort of weird wet-dry mix, although again, you'd have to put the effects in different places. We've actually got the cabinet and we've got the speaker output and the line out running. So you're going to hear the actual amp bit of this driving the purple cabinet. And then there's a line out with all the gain in it as well that's going to drive this other Victory amplifier, but just literally plugged in the front end. I wonder if it's better actually just to show you, you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to literally just show you that on its own, and then I'll show you the blend.
Yeah.
So, okay, so now what we've got is, this is where the foot switch comes in. So I can set a clean sound like this. Which I'm guessing, yeah, that's like a bypass mode essentially. So you're just hearing as if I'd plug straight into the amp. Now we're on the dirty bit, so these where the controls will work.
As an overdrive pedal. That sounds so good.
Does this all work?
This is like distortion.
Now it's important.
It sounds really good,
if you don't want to use this as a guitar amplifier, to not plug the speaker jack in. If you do it the other way around, say you leave the speaker jack plugged in, but you pull it out the other end, the device, the big tree, still thinks you've got a speaker attached, and then you're into issues of running a valve amplifier with no speaker attached. But as long as you pull the speaker cable out, it tells the device that you don't want the power section of this to work. So it runs completely safely as just a preamp pedal or a distortion pedal.
Yeah.
Now we've got both. And again, I can elect to have either dirty out of that side and clean out of that side, or dirty out of both sides. And we get this sort of blended mix, which sounds killer.
Oh, yeah. I can hear the reverb from that side. I haven't got anything on here.
That's what I was going to say. So depending on where you put the effects,
that sounds good.
If you put the effects in the front, like we've done here, it'll come out of both amplifiers. Of course, if you put the effect like in between the line output and this amplifier, you're only going to get the effect out of the other amplifier. So you got stuff, you could
turn the reverb up on that if you don't mind, just for a minute, just to see all the way full on the reverb with the brightness, with the tone as well, on the reverb tone. Oh, I love it wet dry. It sounds really.
It does sound great.
Holy smokes!
Now, Pete, we might have to. You're going to have to correct me if I get this wrong. After this had been on the market for 2 or 3 years, Steve was being asked for how do I get a pedal that I can plug into a normal amplifier that just does what this kind of clean side does.
Yeah.
And I believe that's what this is. So there is a tube inside here.
Yeah.
The gain is at unity at 12 o'clock, so you can use it into an overdriven amp to clean your signal up. Or you can use it into a sort of an amp as a traditional boost if you go past the 12 o'clock. So let's just give you a quick demonstration of that. So here is everything flat. Just smooths it off, doesn't it, a little bit?
Is that buffer thing you talk about when you got really long cables? I mean, we've got these cables are, I think, 20 feet,
I think
25
they are.
feet each.
So we got 40 feet of cable between Pete and the amp.
Yeah, and that's normal for me.
Social distance cabling.
So this is cabling. It's nice, clean, compressed.
Here's what I meant about, if I gain this amplifier maximum, I don't know what it's going to do to the volume level, might have to be a bit careful here for the volume level.
Oh, let's have it.
So now what's happening is, so it's almost the opposite of what you'd use a boost for, right? So now what I've got is a gainy amp that I want to add a clean channel to, rather than a clean amp that I want to add a driven channel to. So that's this pedal turned down.
Yeah, so
here's my boost.
just the amp with that in front. It's clever, isn't it?
Or of course, you do the opposite of that, which is have a relatively clean sound out of your amp, and then use the pedal as a traditional boost.
It just adds bottom end and top end like you won't believe.
So big trees, small trees.
Put it in the box.
This is the pinnacle of pinnacle, is that the right word? It's what I think of when you say the word boutique. Too many amp brands have the word boutique thrown around about them, and really they're just big factories making expensive amplifiers. This is one guy. He builds everything. He gets his kids to draw the logos. It's all premium components. It's crazy expensive.
Yeah, he does the cabinetry and everything himself.
Yeah. I mean,
in this little,
there's absolutely no point, looking at this kind of product and then going, oh yeah, but I've seen this Chinese thing that's like 5 times louder and half the size and a quarter of the price. It's like whatever. It's like it's not
got nothing to.
It's got nothing to do with that. It's not for that person. It's just pure. Almost money no object audiophile territory here. Yeah. I think this is 750.
Yeah, it's something like that.
So 750 for a little 2-watt amplifier. I know it sounds completely crazy, but if you've got like the environment to use it in, studio or just at home or
a little office with a 1x12 on it. Thorpe's got one like a little on a board. Sits on a board.
And you've got a nice little pedal board. Maybe you've got your Schmidt Array pedal board, and you've got like 2,000 quid worth of pedals in it, and you're just that person, and you've got nice guitars and you love playing, but 2 watts is all you need. Then.
Or a really killer overdrive pedal is all you need.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a killer sounding overdrive pedal. My lord.
I mean, in fairness, if you think this is expensive, this is even more ridiculous, isn't it, for what it is? Isn't this like
350 quid? 350, yeah.
But I suppose it has got a valve in it, which is kind of cool. Yeah. And remember, every time you buy one of these, you are feeding Steve's children. Which is
with pizza.
Feel good too. With pizza.
We keep every Friday he makes pizzas and I make pizza. We text each other pictures of pizzas. But it's pizza pigs.
I kind of love this stuff. I think the only thing, it just is what it is, isn't it? It's got a valve in it. The only thing I can see this is a bit annoying about is it's a weird power supply. So you need 12 volts and 1,000 milliamps on there. So you're not going to get many/any multi-power supplies. Maybe Dan Steinhardt makes something that can do this.
He might do.
This is just normal mains. This is actually voltage switchable. So you could literally travel anywhere in the world with that. Select the right voltage. Boom. There you go.
And also, I don't know if it's a surprise or a little, but I saw he was working on a cabinet to put this in. So it becomes like a combo. So you stick it in there. And he was talking about that. Maybe we just slide straight in and then just take it right out. I mean,
I like it. And
he's such a clever guy.
Apologies, Steve. I know you sent us a couple of these pedals ages ago, like 2 years ago, and said, if you want to do the review, please do. And I don't know why we haven't got round to it. But there we go. Hopefully we've made amends. Yeah. I really like it. I really, really like it.
Look at this.
I like everything about it. Yeah, this is such
a little leaf on it there now as well.
I know. Well done. Yeah, there we are.
That's awesome.
Crazy, crazy times. I'm gonna
You're gonna eat one of these while you subscribe.
Is it lunchtime?
Yeah, you can subscribe and like while we eat one of these.
Pete was telling me earlier on that English chocolate is the worst chocolate in the world. And I said to him, the Cadbury's Fruit and Nut Bar is the greatest chocolate bar of all time. Please decide the argument. What did you say was the greatest chocolate? What was that?
I like Anton Berg.
Anton Berg. Isn't he on Strictly Come Dancing?
Oh yeah. 7.
Okay, there you go.
See ya.